weak shooting grip causes shaking, slowing, and misses. In this video, I'll explain how weaknesses affect your grip, safe exercises that will restore your grip, and shooting techniques that'll just take you to a whole different level. There are 30 muscles in the hand, 20 in the forearm, and 1 in the elbow that contributes to gripping, holding, and fine motor movements such as trigger pulls. As muscles become weak, recruitment begins and no longer work together, which leads to a loss of function. Isotonic exercises are low-impact, constant tension type exercises that isolate specific muscles used for specific application, such as a shooting grip. The goal is to restore strength, function, and prepare the muscles for a more holistic workout. I use the Iron Mind Captains of Crunch gripper and resistance band, which provides a perfect resistance safely and consistently. So my workout begins with a Captains of Crunch gripper. We're going to take your trigger finger off, isolate it, and then we're just going to use the lower 3 fingers to squeeze. Slowly, 10 times. Once you get to 10, you're going to hold it, trigger finger 10 times, and then ulnar deviation 10 times. And then switch to the other side and do the other side. Once you're done with that, we're going to do strengthen the opposing side. You're going to use a white band 10 times. Then you're going to move to a green band 10 times. And then you're going to switch to the opposite side. Now, after restoring specific function within the grip, progressing to regular workouts should be your goal. This will coordinate the specific muscles back in balance with the extremity. Here to show us how to do that in 10 minutes is our favorite strength guru, Coach Yuli from West Grove Fitness in Garden Grove, California. We are here with Coach Yuli at West Grove Fitness. He's going to show us a 10-minute workout that will help out your grips and make sure that you are protected from injuries. Yuli?
Well, Paul, thank you for having me. We're going to be in another session of strength and recovery. Again, we're working on grip strength today. So we're going to go through the warm-up, then we're going to go into a few exercises that you guys can do. I'll give you guys different options, stuff that you guys can do with gym equipment and stuff that you could probably grab at home in case you don't have any equipment. And then we'll finish it off with just basic stretches. Now, I'm going to keep everything super simple because that is the most effective way to get anything done. So, for the stretches, it's going to be very simple. You're just going to start with just finger extension. So you're going to start by gripping the hand and then extending those arms out as much as you can. Right? Now you want to do this for a minute, 30 seconds. Remember, do the rounds that you need to make you feel like you're warm enough and ready to go. After that, we're going to go right into clasping those hands and we're going to go into some wrist rotations. I like to do figure eights, make them big, make them small. But again, you have 60 seconds, 30 seconds to do this. Don't rush through it. Keep the elbows nice and tight. And then just remember, you're letting the movement come from the wrist, not from the arms. Once we've done those, then we're going to go into some stretches, palms on top of palm, and then we're going to go more into a finger stretch, right? We're going to stretch out the bottom of the forearm, the flexors, and then we're going to stretch out the extensors. Then switch sides. From there, last and final stretch, you guys can use a box. You can also do it from the kneeling position. You want to start with your fingertips facing you. From there, you want to press those palms down. And then depending on how tight you are, you're going to walk away, but continue to press those palms into it. What's naturally going to happen is that you're going to bend at the elbows to take tension away from the stretch. Disregard that. Try to press into the box, into the floor, and then step back to where it feels comfortable. Hold for 10-15 seconds. Then ease off, and then do it again. Again, you have 30 to 60 seconds, so do what you need to, and then do the rounds that you need to. So that's just going to be the warm-up. Remember, do the rounds that you need to, 30 to 60 seconds. We're going to go into different types of grip strength next. Now, we're going to go into the crush grip. Very simple. You guys can grab a tennis ball. You can grab any ball, anything that you can squeeze tightly and then hold for 5-10 seconds, and then release. Release for 5, and then go back to another 10-second squeeze, and then switch sides. You want to make everything nice and even. If you have 2 balls, make your life easier by squeezing both at the same time. That's going to be the grip strength, and you guys can use a tennis ball, you guys can use a softball, lacrosse ball, anything that is nice and wide that's going to force you to extend those arms, those fingertips, and then squeeze it. Next, we're going to go into a pinch grip. Now, I have plates here. I only have 15-pound plates, but you guys can use 25-pound plates. Anything that's going to be nice and flat. Nothing that you're going to use your fingertips because that's going to be cheating. We want to make sure that we have those fingertips extended and that we're holding. Now, you're going to be holding for 60 to 2 minutes, right? You want to pick something heavy, something that's as close as possible to your body weight or close to your body weight. So that way, you guys are working on form. And as you're holding, shoulders are pulled back, postured up. Now, if the weight is too light, you're going to end up holding for 3-4 minutes, and that's way too long, right? You want to have something heavy enough that you can hold for 60 seconds, challenging enough, and that you're able to do it 2 or 3 times. So pinch grip. Now, if you don't have any plates, the next best thing that you can do is grab 2 of your heaviest books, 2 books on each hand, clasp them together, and then just hold. Make it a little bit more challenging on the raise. Make anything more challenging just by lifting the arms up. Just depends on your weight. You're going to have to get a little bit smart with your movements. And then last and final is going to be just a hold grip. 2 different options. If you guys have kettlebells at home or have dumbbells at home, you can use those. You're just holding on the entire time and holding for as long as you can. Now, if you don't have the heavy weights or you don't have dumbbells or your dumbbells are just too light, the next thing you can do is just wrap a towel on the handle so that way you're forced to use more of a grip, and whatever weight you have will become a little more challenging just because you're forced to grip a little bit more with your strength. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging and you have a pull-up bar, the next best thing you can do is give me 10 pull-ups and then hold for 30 seconds from a complete dead hang. And your last and final strength training exercise that you can do at home with some light dumbbells is some wrist curls. And you're just going to have your wrists at the edge of a bench. You're going to bring those knuckles all the way down and then curl up nice and high. Looking at both hands, making sure that the movement is coming from the wrist and not having to swing the weight up. And then reverse rotations. Now, all those you can do. And again, you want to do 3 sets of those, minimum 30 to 60 seconds, right? Because you're working the flexors, you're working the extensors, and you want to burn them out. And then for your stretches, the same thing that we did at the beginning, right? Extensions, palm stretches, palm stretches. Now, you're not going to be rushing through it, not like your warm-up. Your warm-up, you want to get movement in. At the end of your workout, you want to do stretches that have become more static. So you want to hold everything for 15, 30 seconds, whatever feels comfortable and nothing that you're forcing it, right? The more you relax, the deeper the stretch is going to be.
With your newfound grip strength, utilizing the 3 strongest fingers of your hand, you're going to take a grip on your firearm and squeeze. When you squeeze, it counter-rotates your hand, allowing the web of your thumb to be highly placed onto the beaver tail as well as the back strap, thus securing the firearm, allowing you a nice grip so your support hand can come in, fill that gap nicely, thus establishing a strong base to fine-tune your specific shooting needs.